bladder meridian, the last meridian, the flow of chi through the body, through the acupuncture system of the body, is to do with resolution, with coming to peace. And that means coming to peace with the mother. Basically, coming to peace with the mother. And it's the last point in the bladder meridian, which is bladder 67. But I want to talk to you now about bladder 1, the first point on the bladder meridian. When the chi is starting now, having gone through 11 other meridians, starting to say, okay, I've dealt with all your problems with your mother, all the stuff, the sinners, the doo-doos, now let's try and bring them all together, solve them. Let's have peace between those parts of inside you, which is her, the good part and the bad part. Let's have resolution of it all. So I'm going to talk about bladder 1 because it's very musical. There are two attributes to bladder 1. The first one is I want to be in tune. Now, professional musicians learn to play in tune, but I don't think they always want to. Given their druthers, they'd sooner not. And they have a lot of fun when you get them to not play in tune. If a person doesn't want to play in tune, it's always because they don't want to be in tune with their mothers. They don't want to be in tune with their mothers. So when someone says, I'm out of tune, oh, let's work on you and your mother. Always comes back to you and your mother. Bladder 1. Now, tune is very elementary in the, shall we say, the history of music. Harmony is much, much later. Much, much later. And harmony also relates to bladder 1. I want to be in harmony with the music, with the other musicians, with my mother, with the world, brackets, as my mother. And that comes much later. And there is usually a particular trauma that causes a person not to want to be in harmony. Not just with music, but with people. Although I especially see this with musicians. Or they can be playing in harmony, they're being whipped into playing in harmony, but my goodness, they don't want to be there. And this nearly always relates to some change of their physical environment, usually in the early teens. A change to another school which was traumatic, a change to another neighborhood which was traumatic. Because they don't want to, tune is more this way, whereas harmony is more that way, relating to other people. You can't have harmony with yourself. It's with other people. And they suffered this trauma. I was so happy at that other school. I loved my friends. We had a wonderful time, but I never felt happy at this new school. I was so happy living there, but then we had to move, and I never really had good friends where we moved. I was always wanting to go back to where we were. That's harmony. You see? So when I'm working with a musician, you always got to make sure they want to be in tune and they want to be in harmony. And it's both bladder 1. And it's interesting, as I say, how the harmony problem occurs later in life as it occurs later in the development of music.